really thought I filmed a video, an intro to this video, but I think that might have happened in an alternate universe, so. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. There are children screaming outside of my window. Anyways, hello, welcome back to my channel. Hello and welcome if you are a new subscriber. I'm happy to have you here. Today, I really just want to chill and talk to you guys about something that has been on my mind. So yeah, I want to talk about outgrowing friendships, or I guess just people in general, right? Like outgrowing relationships and connections with people. And I know that you guys will like relate to me on this because a lot of you guys are similar to me. You guys are going through like spiritual awakenings, or you're on a spiritual journey. And that's kind of part of the territory when you awaken spiritually, or even when you are just doing a lot of growing in your own life. You're growing, you're healing, you're evolving, you're maturing. Part of the territory of that is losing friends and becoming distant from people that you were probably really close to at some point. And I want to talk to you guys about just like evolving out of those relationships and why it's okay to do that and why you shouldn't feel guilty for doing that. And I also want to talk about, like when you grow and you change a lot and you feel like you've become a different person, and then people still just want to like bring up your past, or people are like attached to that old version of who you are. People want to bring up your past mistakes. I just want to talk about all of it. It's been on my mind. It's something I've wanted to talk about on my channel for a while because outgrowing friendships has been a huge thing in my life. I used to be quite the social butterfly. I do have a social, bubbly personality, but I used to have a lot of friends and a lot of acquaintances, and I would go out all the time, and I was always surrounded by people. And I always tell you guys, like, I was a big gossip. I loved to just like go out and talk about people and talk about stuff that was going on. That was like my thing. Scary to think about now, but I am such a different person now. And to be honest, like, I say it jokingly, but it's like not a joke. I really truly don't have a lot of friends. That is why I'm talking about this in the first place, because you do outgrow friendships. You evolve and you guys start to go just totally different directions in life. When you feel like you're the one who's kind of outgrown the friendship, I think a lot of times it's really easy to feel guilty. Like, I remember for me, when I was kind of outgrowing a lot of my friendships with people I had been good friends with for a long time, and like suddenly I just wasn't resonating with them anymore, and it was obvious that we were in two totally different places in life. I remember having a lot of conversations with myself being like, why do I feel like I'm outgrowing this friendship? Like, is it because I think I'm suddenly better than this person? Like, I don't want that to be the case. I don't want to have like a spiritual ego, right? Because like I had gone through a spiritual awakening and suddenly I didn't resonate with anyone that I had once been really close with. There was just like overnight, it was like this huge disconnect. And I felt like, you don't even know me. I don't even know you. We're not in the same vibe whatsoever, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But I remember feeling guilty, like, I don't want to come across as I think I'm better than somebody. I don't even personally want to feel superior. If I'm feeling superior, then that's a problem. And it kind of took me a while to realize that like it actually didn't have anything to do with that. It was just that we were in two totally different frequencies. We really actually were living in two totally different realities, and it was forcing a disconnect. It was forcing us to kind of go separate ways because we were no longer in alignment anymore. My whole message with this is that like you do not have to feel guilty for growing out of a relationship. I remember when I was younger, and when you're younger and people that are older than you say like, you're not going to talk to any of these people, like you're barely going to speak to anybody from high school. People say stuff like that. And I remember when I was younger always being like, why would I not talk to my friends? Like, they're my friends. If I'm friends with you, why would we not be friends forever? But what I didn't know back then was how drastically we do change as we go and grow through life, and how drastically you can change in a short amount of time. I, over the last couple of years, made drastic, major lifestyle changes, and I changed on the inside. it kind of seemed like overnight even. It is just a part of life that you're going to outgrow certain relationships, certain friendships. And as you should, we all should be evolving and growing. And so part of that is going to be losing friends, or just not being close with people anymore, not really feeling like you're on the same page with people. What we have to remember, you guys hear me talk about this all the time, but our external reality is a reflection of our own vibration and our own energy. And we attract that which is a vibrational match to the vibration that we are. And so when you think about it that way, the phrase "you are who you hang out with" becomes a lot more literal. When you are friends with people for a very long time and you guys are kind of at the same place in life and you're doing the same things, you guys are in the same energy, which is why you guys align with one another. So what happens is when you start to grow, when you start to evolve, even as you start to heal, right? Because as you heal, you grow and you evolve. And as you awaken spiritually, your vibration changes. Inevitably, when I went through my spiritual awakening, my vibration shifted completely. I went from being in one energy to suddenly being in a totally different energy, a totally different vibration. So it's natural. When you grow, when you evolve, when you heal, your vibration changes, your vibration raises. And now suddenly you and the people you've been surrounding yourself with the whole time are no longer in the same vibration. You are no longer a vibrational match for one another. You fall out of alignment with those people. You really actually do feel like you're living on two different planets. You're living in two different realities. You will feel like these people just don't understand me and I don't understand them. When I first could tell that I was in a different vibration and in a different energy, and I knew something in me had shifted drastically, I would, look back to the things I used to do and the things I used to do with the people I was friends with. And I was like, that feels so foreign to me. I can't even imagine going out to a bar and getting hammered on the weekends and sitting around just talking about other people rather than talking about dreams and goals and having deep conversations with real depth to them. I realized that the friendships I had really lacked depth. They were surface level friendships, even with people I had been friends with for many, many years. I realized that there actually wasn't really a soul connection there. We were just in the same vibration. And a lot of times I was connecting with people who had similar trauma to me. We both had unresolved trauma, and so we were a vibrational match that way, right? It's just you're in the same energy. So when I was no longer in that energy anymore and I wasn't in that vibration anymore, I couldn't help but feel like, well, I'm just losing friends because I don't want to do what they're doing anymore. I don't want to have these surface level conversations. And again, it doesn't mean that you're better than those people, because you were once in that vibration as well. And what I had to learn, and what I always have to remember, is that there is no such thing as not being on time in life, right? We all have a divine, unique path to walk. So even though you might feel like you're evolving out of a relationship and you might be evolving out of that relationship, it doesn't mean that you're better. It doesn't mean that you're more ahead in life. It doesn't mean any of that stuff, because that person has their own unique path to walk, and nobody's vibration is better than anybody else's, because it's exactly what that person needs at that time. But it's kind of that part of your life it's served its purpose, and now you're going in a different direction. And another thing I've learned is that you may fall out of alignment with people, and later on down the line, you guys may reconnect because you may then again be a vibrational match for one another. We all have to go on our own journey, our own path. Everybody has their own twists and turns and flips that they have to take throughout their own journey. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with outgrowing friendships. It doesn't even mean that you're not friends. It doesn't mean you're enemies. It doesn't mean that you have to have a conversation about it. I can't be friends with you because we're just not a vibrational match. No, you don't have to do any of that. You just have to be okay with kind of letting people go and let people go live their own journey and do it with love, lovingly accept people for who they are and where they are, and then accept yourself for where you're at. The thing is, if we focus too much on feeling guilty for outgrowing a friendship, right? That is really a disservice to ourselves, because your growth and your evolution is something to be celebrated. You should never hold yourself back because you don't want to hurt somebody else. People are not all meant to stay in our lives forever. Some people are only there for a certain chapter. Some people, like I said, are there and then they leave and then they come back because you guys are back in alignment. You kind of just have to let go and let whatever happens, but ultimately you have to honor your own growth and your own evolution. You need to celebrate it. You need to allow yourself to keep evolving, because here's what happens when you do evolve out of friendships. Not only from your end are you feeling like, okay, I've grown out of this relationship, but we also have to think about the person on the other end of the relationship, or maybe even a whole group of people. Maybe it's an entire group of friends that you no longer resonate with. The truth is, your growth, your evolution is going to trigger people around you. Yeah, there are going to be some people who are just genuinely happy for you and are supportive of you. And those are probably going to be the people that are most secure within themselves and the, most secure within where their life is at. But the ugly truth of the situation, and people don't want to hear it, your growth is going to trigger people. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. People are not going to like when you evolve, right? When you change, when you become a better version of yourself. And I want you to just kind of keep in mind that if somebody is really in your corner and on your team and is a true friend that truly cares about you, and they are not happy for your growth, you may want to rethink that friendship in the first place. But people are going to get triggered. People around you are not going to like it. They're not going to be super supportive of you. In fact, they might talk bad about you. They might attack you. They might talk bad about you behind your back. A lot of times, people don't want to see you grow because you were once in the same place, and now from that person's perspective, it looks like you're moving forward in life. It suddenly is like this mirror where they're now comparing themselves to you. When you have been hanging out with these people, spending time with these people, and now suddenly you're moving in a different direction, it can very easily make those people feel like, okay, I'm still stuck here. Like, we used to be in the same place, and now you've moved forward and I'm still stuck. That is how people are triggered by it. And again, they might not be able to admit that, but it's more of an unconscious thing. It makes people feel bad about where they are at in life, because as soon as you take even one step forward, they're gonna start comparing themselves to that, because now there's space between you guys. And so now they feel behind, or they're downright just jealous and envious that you were able to make progress in your life. They can see your progress. They can see your growth. They see it happening right in front of their eyes, but they're not gonna want to acknowledge it or celebrate it with you or tell you that they're happy for you, because it's triggering them. It's making them feel stuck and stagnant and like they're still in the same place and you're not. And that's just the truth. Your growth is gonna trigger people. Grow anyways, evolve anyways. Like I was saying, do not let other people hold you back from evolving. They are on their own journey, you're on your own, and you need to go in whichever direction feels right to you. And if that means walking away from some people, that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And something that I have kind of tried to always remind myself of is that my growth might bother some people, but my growth is also going to inspire some people. Don't hold yourself back from growing because other people don't want to see it. There's a reason why when you start a business or start some type of new project, a lot of your supporters aren't your friends and they're not your family. And it's a harsh truth. And again, they're never going to admit it, but it just is true. A lot of people don't actually want to see you grow. And it has nothing to do with with you. It has everything to do with them. It's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. That is why they say that your biggest supporter is somebody that you don't know, and your biggest hater is somebody that you do know, and probably somebody that's even presenting themselves as someone that's on your side, a friend, a supporter. But it's not your job to stay stagnant to make other people feel comfortable. And what comes along with this a lot of times too, and I'm sure you guys know what I mean, is when you have grown a lot, you've changed a lot of things about yourself, you're a better person, you've grown from your mistakes, and you want other people to recognize that growth, right? You've put so much work into yourself that it's normal to want to, get that validation from other people. You want people to see that you're a better person and that you've grown. And what happens a lot is people are attached to the old version of you. People don't want to let go of who you used to be. People will want to bring up your old mistakes, your old behaviors. I used to be like a pretty shitty person. Not truly at my core, but I was so wounded and just so damaged that I had gone to such a dark place in my own life that I didn't really have very great behaviors. I made a lot of choices that I was really ashamed of. I did a lot of things that were actually not who I really am and were very out of character, when I really, connect with my soul of who I truly am. And, people still want to bring that stuff up. I really am so disconnected from anybody that I ever once knew that if people are talking about me, I don't know and I don't even care, have fun. People will still bring up things from the past, and I see it happen with other people too. People will make significant changes in their life, and then other people will talk about shitty things that they did 10 years ago. And that can be frustrating, right? Like I said, you've done all this work on yourself, you've grown, and isn't that the point of life? That's why we're here, is for the evolution of our soul. We're here to grow. And how do we grow? By making mistakes. We learn by screwing up. But when somebody learns and grows from that and integrates what they have learned and they become a better person, and you're still clinging on to something that they did 5 years ago or 10 years ago, I would ask yourself, why are you still focusing on an old version of somebody? But so for those of you who are growing and you feel like people just keep bringing up your past, or people don't want to recognize your growth and they only want to focus and stay attached to that old version of you, let them. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you recognize your growth and that you honor your growth. That's what matters. If you know that you've grown, that is all that matters. And eventually, the opinions of other people are not going to matter. I'm at a place in my life where, like I said, I don't care what anybody says about me. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care if you sit around at the table with your girlfriends and your wine and you talk shit about me. Have fun, because I know deep down in my soul that I am not that same person I once was. I'm a good person. I have a beautiful heart. I care about people. I hold myself accountable. I am always trying to grow and evolve, and that is what we all should be doing. So I'm not focused on what you did 10 years ago. And if you change, I believe everybody can change, because I've seen proof of it in my own life. If you change and become a better person, I am not sitting there thinking about a mistake that you made years prior. I don't care about any of that. We are all supposed to grow, and we need to be more accepting of that. It can be incredibly discouraging when someone's put a lot of work into themselves and then you just want to keep bringing up the past. That's really discouraging. Why would you not want people to grow? Why would you not encourage it? Whether they're triggered by your growth or whether they're bringing up your past to try and discredit your growth, it all comes down to them. That has more to do with them than it ever will have to do with you. It's triggering something within them. And so they're not going to acknowledge how great you're doing, because that's too triggering for them. They can't handle that. They can't, honestly. If you feel like you're losing friends, it's okay, it's normal, it's natural. People are not meant to be with us forever. And if you are feeling like you're losing all these friends and you don't have anybody in your life anymore, you are creating space for people who are actually in alignment with you. Okay, when your vibration changes and raises, people are going to fall away, but you've now just opened up a ton of space for people who match your vibration to come in. If you think of everything in terms of energy, you'll have a totally different perspective on it. You're in alignment with people, you evolve, those people fall away. Now people come and meet you at the vibration that you're at. That is literally how our universe works. We're a magnet, but we are a magnet for that which is a match to our vibration. So if you feel like a lot of things are changing in your life and you're losing a lot of friends and suddenly you feel very alone, don't get sad about that. Be excited, because that means you're turning a corner in life. That means you've made positive changes. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to get this all out. It's just been on my mind. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it to the end. I love you. I appreciate you. If you guys are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Please come join the family. I love getting to know you guys in the comments down below. So anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. I love you guys. I will see you in my next video.